What's up? This is JP at Knockdown Garage again. So a lot of small tragedies actually happened that delayed my process of getting the 240 back up and running. One of the things that delayed me the most, as you guys can see in this video, is that I removed the head once again. Well, I had to do that because one of the head studs broke in there, and luckily once I removed all the bolts, I was able to just like twist it off by hand, so that didn't give me a lot of problems. So I already got the replacement studs, so I'm gonna get started on putting the head back on. As you guys can see, the gasket's already kind of like crushed, and I hope that doesn't affect any of the performance of it, but we're just gonna go ahead and use the same one. I do have another one over here, but I decided not to use this one because this one is like just like a non-branded one, and I also sprayed some of like this special sealant on it. But the reason why I'm sticking to that one is because I actually want to see how good that gasket is. Comparing these two at the first glance, I didn't really notice any really big difference. They look exactly the same. The only thing that I did notice was that this seems to be just like the raw metal, and I guess they seem to be coated with like some type of material, I guess, to help it seal better, or at least that's what the box says, but that does look slightly different. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the head. And also I wanted to add to always make sure that your timing is right, and if you take off your chain before you put this oil pump timing chain cover back on, make sure that your silver link is on this side, because when I took off the chain to install this, I actually put it on this side, so the thing was right here, the dot, but the silver link was over here, and pretty much I had to undo all the bolts on this thing and take off the chain and flip it around just so I can get my timing perfect. Yeah, so we'll get back to putting the head back on. And I need to clean those before. And also, if you don't get your timing right, your valves are gonna strike the pistons and they could crack them really bad. That's what happened the first time that I did them incorrectly. Okay, so I ran into a little problem when I was putting back the camshafts, because I had them outside of the car for so long, I forgot which one went where. So if yours are marked green like mine is, this one is gonna be the intake, and if it's marked brown, this is gonna be the exhaust. Alright, so it's the next day and I already torqued these down, and I also looped it up a bit. As you guys can see, everything's looking pretty solid, and pretty much the procedure that I followed by installing these was first to take into consideration the numbers that they have, so, and the arrows. So the arrows must be facing frontward, and then you have to follow these little numbers. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then on the other side it's the same thing, but instead of exhaust they have an eye for intake. So intake 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the way that you tighten these is from the inside out. So now I inspected the little camshaft gears right here and the other one as well, and they don't look to be worn out or anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and reuse these again. Okay, so I have these parts mocked up, but I'm noticing that it's not lining up with the little dot right here. So this little dot is supposed to be in between these little links, and what I'm gonna have to do is remove this chain and twist this a little bit and then reinstall the chain. And also, if you want your timing to be perfect, make sure that that little bit of this link is matched up with that little notch right there. So that's how it should look from that way. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can actually place this down like that. There you go. The sprocket, mess with this one till I get it lined up, and it looks like I finally got it lined up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this screw back on. Okay, so that's how your tongue should look. That little marking should match up with this link, and this link right here. Over here you see that the lobes are facing outwards. So one of my mistakes that happened to me was that that chain had fallen all the way down, and I guess I moved from the bottom, so it wasn't properly in time, and I just eyeballed it. The car did start, but it just made a lot of noise because the valves were striking. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and torque these down now. Alright, so I guess my video wasn't recording, so I have to record this all over again. Another small tragedy happened. I was torquing, pretty much I was done with the top end. I was getting ready to install my exhaust manifold and my intake manifold, but when I was torquing this bolt down, I felt that it wasn't reaching like the torque, so I kept tightening it, and after like 3 extra turns, I knew something was wrong because it just felt like extremely loose. So that's when I knew that I needed to somehow rethread this head. So what we're gonna do is, and it doesn't look too bad in there, it just looks like the threads ripped out. What some people actually do is just get a longer bolt. If you guys take a look in there, you guys can see that the threads actually extend a little bit deeper than what the bolt actually can reach. So what we're gonna do is head to the hardware store and look at our options. So we're either gonna get a thread insert, and I'm gonna need to take like this aluminum that's on here, I don't want to drop it inside the engine, that's on the threads right now, and see what thread pitch this is. And we're either gonna get the insert for the bolt, or we're gonna get something like a helicoil or a longer bolt. So I'll keep you guys updated once we go to the hardware store and see what options we have. Pretty much what a helicoil does is the exact same things that the thread would do. So this is the aluminum thread that ripped off of the head, and do you guys see that I'm spinning it off? So this is pretty much what a helicoil will do. So this would be like the helicoil right here, but I'm kind of like ruling against this decision, just because if you over time it, these things may open like this and like this, and your bolt can get loose. So if you over tighten it, this thing will just pretty much rip or like expand like this, and we don't want that. So we're gonna try to find that insert. Like I said, I think that would be the best solution for this thing. So hopefully we can find something. All right.